in the 17th century. In 1884, he developed criteria that allowed scientists to identify the pathogen responsible for infectious diseases, and these are Koch's postulates that led to the development of new techniques for diseases like tuberculosis and anthrax. Today, we will be talking about what these postulates are and how they are used in our modern-day society, as well as some of their limitations. We will be using Mycobacterium tuberculosis, or tuberculobacillus, to demonstrate how the postulates work.
1. We take an isolated culture of tuberculobacillus, the suspected bacteria, from an infected animal and grow it in a nutrient-rich solution. Step 2. We ensure the bacteria or virus is not present in a healthy animal. Step 3. We take the grown culture of tuberculobacillus and inject it into the healthy animal. Finally, Step 4. We take the now infected animal, remove some of the aforementioned bacteria, and make sure that if grown in a culture, the bacteria will be the same tuberculobacillus that we took from the original animal. This proves that tuberculobacillus is the cause of tuberculosis. While this has been proven useful in the past, it can only be used in limited situations. Let us take postulate 1. The pathogen must be present in all cases of the disease. Viruses, which had not been discovered at the time, often do not cause illnesses in all infected hosts. Multiple different viruses can cause the same disease, and one virus can cause different diseases in different hosts. For postulate 2, the pathogen can be isolated from the diseased host grown in a pure culture. There are different bacteria that cannot be isolated if it is dependent on another agent or relevant to the infection. There can also be other bacteria that show up in the culture unrelated to the disease. In addition, when we bring this procedure into a modern context, there is not always a suitable animal that can be ethically used for testing.
To make up for these limitations, scientists in the 20th century, especially Fredericks and Rillman, have proposed new postulates to better fit modern pathogens. In all, there are 6 new criteria. First, the virus, bacteria, or parasite, also known as a pathogen, can be seen in the patient before the infection of the disease, just not as prevalent as when the host has the disease. Second, when the disease is cured, you should not be able to detect the pathogen in the host any longer. Third, if it seems like the number of pathogens directly affects the severity of the disease, it probably does. Fourth, if it's a virus, it should act like a virus and respond like a virus, and the same applies with bacteria and parasites. Fifth, you should look at the DNA sequence of the pathogen and see which parts of it can connect to and attack the host organism. Lastly, you should be able to repeat these results. These new criteria fixed most of the problems that Koch had and led to a better understanding of modern disease.
These postulates have changed with time, and with newer medicine coming out to deal with the more complicated genetic makeup of pathogens, classifying pathogens can be quite difficult. Koch gave us a good starting point, but amendments had to be made for them to be applicable today. Thankfully, scientists are hard at work in discovering every day.